Cracks are forming in the U.S. labor market as some companies look to curb hiring while others are desperate for employees. Microsoft, Twitter, Wayfair, Snap and Facebook parent Meta recently announced they plan to be more conservative about adding new employees. U.S.-based employers reported more than 24,000 job cuts in April, up 14 USD from the month before and 6 USD higher than the same month last year, according to outplacement firm Challenger, Gray VE Christmas. Just under 80,000 jobs cuts were announced from January to April, the lowest tally in the nearly 3 decades the firm has been tracking the data. Hospitality and other service sectors can hire enough workers to staff what's expected to be a bustling summer rebound after 2 years of COVID obstacles. U.S. job openings soared to a seasonally adjusted 11.55 million as of the end of March, according to the latest available Labor Department report, a record for data that goes back to 2000. The numbers of employees who quit their jobs also hit a record, at more than 4.5 million. Economists, employers, job seekers, investors and consumers are looking for signals on the economy's direction, and are finding emerging divisions in the labor market. The divergence could mean a slowdown in wage growth, or hiring itself, and could eventually curtail consumer spending, which has been robust despite deteriorating consumer confidence. Companies from airlines to restaurants large and small still can't hire fast enough, which forces them to cut growth plans. Demand snapped back more quickly than expected after those companies shed workers during the pandemic-induced sales plunges. If your attrition rates are, say, 2x to 3x of what you've historically seen, then you need to hire more pilots just to stand still, JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes said at an investor conference May 17. Airport employers are offering hiring, retention and, in at least one case, what she called an "if you show up to work every day this week" bonus. Consumers spent a lot on goods and not much on services over the pandemic, and now we're seeing in our card data they're flying back into services, literally flying, said David Tinsley, an economist and director at the Bank of America Institute. The companies leading job growth are the ones that were hit hardest early in the pandemic. Sandwich chain Subway, for example, said Thursday it's looking to add more than 50,000 new workers this summer. Hotels and food services had the highest quit rate across industries in March, with 6.1 USD off workers leaving their jobs, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Julia, a 19-year-old living in New York City, quit her restaurant job in February. "You have to work really hard to get fired in this economy," said David Kelly, chief global strategist at J.P. Morgan Asset Management. After a boom in recruiting, several large tech companies have announced hiring freezes and layoffs, as concerns about an economic slowdown the COVID-19 pandemic.